Butkus is a sturdy 6'3", 234 pounds. Big Ten coaches rate him with the best they have ever seen at his position. Down goes the runner. Dick takes the fun out of football for the opposition.
Bruises on my soul, scars I go for gold. I'm gonna finish these hands I've dealt and overtake your throne.
I think the incentive to work hard came from my father. He worked at Pullman Standard as an electrician. Sometimes he would go back because the job wasn't done correctly. And so when he came home, my mom says, well, how much did you make? And he says, I didn't make anything. I mean, the job wasn't done right. And I always remember that. When you're gonna do a job, do it right.
Stopped by Dick Butkus.
Are you as mean as you look in the films?
Well, it depends what films you're looking at. I think being mean is a way to get yourself excited. It's almost like being mad. It's like hating a fella. I make up things. Maybe if he's smiling, I'll make up an imaginary thing that this kid's laughing at me. You're not going to end up hurting me. It's going to be you. You're going to be punished, so you better get ready today.
Dick Butkus is the greatest football player I ever saw. Dominated a game the way no other player ever has.
He was the greatest intimidator that ever played football.
I remember walking up to the line of scrimmage and I looked straight ahead. Here's the man that you fear most staring you right in the face. What he said to me, I can't repeat, and immediately my voice quivered and started cracking.
For Dick Butkus, football was never a game, but a street fight. A place for all-out, no-holds-barred warfare. And the NFL is filled with horror stories of tough men who crossed it.
He tried to hurt you. You know, as soon as you had that football, you were the enemy.
Watch out for him, because he's gonna knock your ass off.
Dick Butkus got to him.
I call him a maniac. And every time he hit you, he tried to put you in the cemetery, not the hospital.
Dick Butkus, when he hits people, he seems to annihilate them.
He's the kind of linebacker that when he hit our back would go back in the huddle. He'd be talking out his ear hole. He'd want to know who was supposed to block that crazy sucker.
Slammed down hard that time by Butkus in one of his bone-crunching, jarring tackles.
I want to just let them know that they've been hit. And when they get up, they don't have to look to see who would hit them. There shouldn't be any puzzle. When they come to, they got to say, well, it must have been Butkus that got me.
Butkus was the most destructive defender in the game. From his personality to the impact of his tackles, everything Dick Butkus did was memorable. Although he played on only 2 winning teams, he did not lower his standards to fit the company. To talk about him is to drain the vocabulary of superlatives.
Not only did he make the tackle, he took the blocker with him.
I'm really not the tough macho guy. That was only during the game, and no matter how hard you try to explain that, sure you were, you know.
Dick Butkus was much more than an intimidator. In just 9 seasons, he forced 47 turnovers, including a then NFL record 25 fumble recoveries. His career was cut short by a broken down knee, but not before Butkus had played every down of football he possibly could. He stood for something just as important as victory. He gave everything he had on every play.
Those people that are great players, they take over the sport for the period of time that they're in it. Everyone knows who that player is. You can go watch the Chicago Bears play, and you'll remember that Dick Butkus was there.
One of the things I'm proud about, in 1969, we won 1 game, and I was Defensive Player of the Year. I always took it as a challenge. They're going to walk away from this game and say, hey, wait, you know, the Bears might have been crappy, but not that 51.
His 9-year career stands apart as the single most sustained work of devastation ever committed on a football field by anyone, anywhere, anytime.
The man was unbelievable.
I'm convinced he's the greatest football player that ever lived.